And what's
What do
crazy is
you
it's like we are literally dressed up like we special agents or something. You know what I'm saying? Like we met Gala fresh always. People don't be
Just the
ready to
fact
be
that we
met
didn't
Gala
even know
fresh.
what you had on.
Not at all. We just decided to do the white and black movement. We knew we had to be fresh. And the reason why we had to be fresh is because today is release day. Release
Yes.
day, release day, release day. Congratulations. I know you are super duper happy that the book is finally out. People get to touch the paper copy. People get to read it in their Kindle. People really get to experience it in all its wonders. Are uh, are you excited? Like talk to me. How you feeling right now?
So excited is not the word. I'm actually overjoyed. I've been working on controlling my emotions over day because
Mm.
over the day I've been wanting to just sporadically cry because it's like, oh,
Uh-oh.
I did it. I
Woo.
said I was gonna do it. I did it. And
Mm.
it's so crazy because when you say you're gonna do something, you tell a whole lot of people about what you're gonna do. And when you
Mhm.
don't do it, they be like, nigga, I believe you. So this time I ain't really tell too many people. I told the people who I knew were gonna be inspiring passengers on this journey. And
Mm.
I thank God for the inspiring passengers on this journey. I thank God for the trials and the
Mm.
lessons that
Mm.
got me here to write this book because the book is solely about trials, tribulations, and how to be able to change your perspective and overcome things. And even though I'm still my own worst critic and could probably be beating myself up when I'm talking to people, I literally want nothing but the best for us. It's enough negativity going on in the world for us to start showing positivity.
That's true. That's true. Now, when you decided to go ahead and take on the task of actually writing a book or compiling poems in order to create this actual book, um, was it like a specific motivation? Was it a specific saying that was said? Was it like, oh, what prompted you to just go ahead and get started? Because people always talk about goals, but they don't always start them. What made you start?
What made me start is I've seen a lot of people have goals, and that's exactly what it was, a goal, something that they've created that was unobtained, something that they created in their mind that was unobtainable. They
Mm.
talked themselves out of getting to their goal. And I'm that same person. When I first started writing my book, I was writing a tall tale. I was literally writing every side of every story. I was telling you everything. And then something dawned on me. If you're writing a book about your life, why do you need to talk about the aspects of others? Why do you need to talk about their experiences? Why do you need to talk about anything that they've done? Talk about what you've overcome. And that's how I came up with Forms of a Phoenix, Heart of a Lion,
Mm.
because the first book was called What Goes on in This House Stays in This House.
Okay. Okay. That's a blessing for real. That's super cool. So, now I guess of course you did bring up the fact that a lot of people make goals, but they don't actually complete them. Are they really goals if you don't actually start, or are they just ideas or dreams?
You can have a goal to start something, and you
Mm.
can start. That doesn't mean that you're going to continue to have the discipline, the tenacity to get it done. I like to use a quote that my fair Leo friend Nipsey Hussle said. Sometimes you have
Okay.
to go through every emotion to be able to get to where you're going.
Mm.
You have to face every emotion within this lifetime to be able to get this book written. So that just lets me know that regardless that I started in 2020, I got it done in 2025 and I released it in
Mm.
2026. That's the difference. The difference is I created a goal a long time ago. I started it and I stopped it. I started and I stopped it because life happens. And sometimes you don't have the energy to put into the things that you want to put into. But God gave me that. He gave me the peace to be able to do it. He gave me the space to be able to do it. And I completed it.
Mm, that's a blessing. That's a superb blessing. Would you say along the way, were there any things that you might have learned or any cool experiences that you gained along the process that aren't necessarily in the book because they happened as you were in the process of creating or by the time you were toward the tail end?
So a lot of those processes are going to be in my next book, The Sleepwalker.
Mm, okay.
And the reason that they're going to be in that book because The Sleepwalker is talking about how basically the person was walking through life and with your eyes wide open but eyes wide shut at the same time. So it's like
Mm,
you're sleepwalking through it all, but when you're sleepwalking, sometimes you see things that you feel you can't get to because you're sleepwalking, but
mm,
you actually can. It's a manifestation. So I manifested to be able to be an author. I manifested that I am going to do so much for my bloodline and change so much for the future, for the little children who are coming after me, for the people who actually have went through so many things that I've been through and they just felt like I can't get out of it. It doesn't matter what anyone else feels. It really, for real, let go of your past. Stop beating yourself up for things that you went through so that you can go ahead and use it for your testimony. Because your
mm,
testimony is your story and it allows you to be able to help other people within their experiences.
That's awesome. That's a blessing. Is there any particular poem within the book that you would say is a standout for you? Like, I wouldn't necessarily call it your favorite, but something that is an easy go-to. Like if you just somebody wants that motivation or somebody wants to be able to put that mantra in their head, what's the go-to that you would probably recommend for them to check out?
And the flame, he
Mm,
who returned, clear vision.
okay.
Those are just a couple.
Okay. You said she who returned?
See, who returned.
Which the crazy part is, I actually got a question about that because that is your final poem in the book. I know, of course, you stated after everything you went through in your college years and beyond, what does it feel like to finally be the fire that forgave rather than the fire that consumes?
A fire that consumes damages things because a fire is
Mm,
destructive. So a fire that releases versus destruction is actually more of a peaceful celebration. It's more of like seeing a goat standing on the side of the mountain, but it
mm,
has the face of a sun. It's just standing there.
interesting.
So I look at it as things are delicate. This was delicate.
Mm, okay. So you would say that fires can be a good thing. Um, as far as whether it's a burning desire or anything of that nature. Fires can be a good thing. They don't have to consume. You don't have to let little fires burn down everything. It can actually bring you to your higher self or your higher purpose, or at least completing your goal.
Exactly. Because a lot of people, they allow fires to consume them
Mm,
because that's what we're taught to do. We're
mm-hmm,
not taught to regulate our emotions. We're not taught to actually breathe and think
mm,
because the moment that you take a breath and you think, Sometimes some things don't even deserve your energy for you to even to
Mm,
respond. But if you don't breathe and you don't think,
okay.
you get tired.
I love it. I love it a lot. And I know a lot of times, of course, we've had a lot of conversations leading up to us doing a podcast. One thing that you've always kind of mentioned and always brought up is you don't say good morning, you say something else. Go ahead and expound on that a little bit as far as how to properly start a day and as far as your mental space.
In my mental space, I say beautiful day because I would like my day to be beautiful and I would wish that on anyone else. I don't start my day with a good morning because morning is a state. I don't
Mm,
want to be in that state of mourning. I don't
mm,
want to feel like it's something that I need to get over. The day is beautiful. So I want to be able
mm.
to flow through the day.
I like that. I like that. I like that. And by setting that intention, do you feel like your days have been better or been able to get you to completing your journey and going lighting up your path?
Yes, yes. I Before I was able to get the book done, I had to get me done.
Mm,
And when I say me done, I had to break a lot of habits that I had. I had to get to discipline with me. I had to fix me.
mm,
The me when I first started writing this book, I was a rough 270. And I had just
mm.
started my plant-based journey and detoxing.
Okay.
So that's how I started writing the book. And then life
Okay.
continued to happen. So we took a break. And when I took that break, I took a break from being plant-based. I took a break from deciding for myself again. I took a break. But the moment that I noticed that I took a break and maybe I was forgetting myself within that break is where I had to wake up myself again. And in 2023, they told me that my knee had gave out
Mm,
and I was on the brink of heart disease and diabetes. That told
jeez.
me I needed to change my environment. I need to
Mm,
change the people that I associate with. I need to change the things that I'm putting and consuming in my body. So I started fasting. I started doing things to be able to regulate my blood, to be able to regulate my spirit, to be able to regulate my energy. So I worked on me. I worked
mm,
on me as hard as I could work on me because regardless of other people's opinions on how you look, it's really about how you feel on the inside. It's not about how
mm,
you look on the outside. The shell is just a part of it. But how you look on the outside will also reflect on how you feel on the inside, if that makes any sense to you.
mm,
So I could be walking around with a big smile on my face, but in the inside, be an emotional eater. But if I'm walking around with a smile, what is
mm,
the emotion that I'm eating away? So it took me to deep dive into everything that I did to put myself in situations, to be able to see sometimes they've taught us that the common denominator is this or that, when
mm,
sometimes what's common is we don't dominate for our own selves. We do it for movements, we do it for others. We do it to be able to exist in rooms that sometimes were only for a mere moment, but we made it into this drastic, long, painful experience that we probably wouldn't have had to face if only we allowed it to be a mere moment. But instead, we dragged it out. So it caused chaos. And that's where you get taught to no longer consume the fire.
that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. Now, of course, I know you talk a lot about the health journey in regards to being plant-based, choosing the right foods, the right diet. I know last time we talked about, we kind of we went down a big back road a little bit in regards to, the big bag addiction, things of that nature. Going past that, is there, for somebody who is looking to kind of go down that health food journey, is there any particular recommendations, whether that might be books, whether that might be videos, whether that might just be specific things to check out in the grocery store, anything of that nature for people that want to start down that healthy journey to fix what's inside?
To be honest with you, there's no book, there's no video, there's nothing that can fix your mental to be ready for what you're ready for. We
Mm,
can read 1,000 books. We can watch 1,000,000 videos. That does not give us the determination and the discipline to stay consistent and go after our goals consistently. So I
mm,
can't recommend you a book or a video. What I recommend is a conversation to mirror with yourself about what you see for your future, about what you want for your future. And if you want more for your future, take a picture of yourself. Write down
mm.
every goal that you have on the back of it. Work towards it. And if you feel others are not going to support you, keep it to yourself. It gives you something to honor later on because everything isn't for everybody. But that's why
That's
I
true.
wrote this book because a lot of us look at others' journeys and we compare and contrast. Our
All the time.
journeys are not for comparison. Our journeys are for experience and for us to be able to have a story to tell someone else about our experience and how we overcame. We hear all
Hmm.
of these stories about all of these great people, but if they wouldn't have lived, how would we heard their story?
Mm. Okay. I love that. I love that. Now, of course, I know you got Sleepwalker coming out soon, which is the next book. Uh, of course, uh, is there any other projects that you're currently in the works of as you start to ramp out with this particular release?
I am currently still working on this project as well as a little bit more. I am working on setting up an access for a physical writing tool to go with it, which is the guided journal. I'm also
Okay.
creating merchandise such as candles for you to be able to have your aromatherapy, just to be able to set a
Interesting.
vibe for you. And a lot of people don't know that sometimes those vibes are what allow you to be able to focus in on yourself. Because
Interesting.
a little bit of a eucalyptus,
Mm.
so refreshing, smells so good, so peaceful. It's a
Mm.
lot of things that you can get yourself into to be able to put yourself in a more peaceful environment. The world is so chaotic. It doesn't have to be within you.
That is true. The world is chaotic, and it definitely doesn't have to be within you. Um, I know some people do different things, like they have the artist dates where they may take themselves out on dates in order to to do certain things. There's a lot of other different options that kind of make things amazing. So, is there any particular things that you do for you in order to have the best experience?
I love candles.
Mm,
I love peace. I love nature. I love attempting to have a plan, even if it doesn't go that way. Trying to have a plan.
okay. Are you planning on maybe a book tour, like actually trying to take the books out to the masses? Maybe check out a couple pop-up shops.
I am definitely looking to do a tour. I am going to
Okay.
go based off of the energy to see what states I
Mm,
should go out to and go to a few events and vendor just to be able to get my name out there. Next
okay.
week I am going to be at I Am Poetry, and I have another book that is going to be another event that I'm going to be booking as well. I forgot their name, but I know
Okay.
it's an open mic as well, and that's April the 9th. So just getting myself out here and hitting the pavement.
Hey, that's the best way to do it. Um, what we'll do is we'll also leave the link of the place as far as for promotions for anybody that does want to check it out. That's of course out in the Tampa area, right?
Yes. Tampa, St. Pete.
A a what I'm saying? The Bay Area. Yay area, I miss home a little
Yes.
bit, miss Tampa a little bit. Yeah, so I understand. I understand. Well, I love this peaceful, light energy. I love the smiles and everything. The fact that we have gone through the journey of getting to know the roots, getting to the ashes, and even elevating to the flight. Is there any particular piece or part that we might have missed over this three-part series that we didn't touch on before, of course, hopefully eventually later on we actually get into Sleepwalker?
I would say is we didn't really touch bases on you being able to go and find the product. So you
Yes.
can find the product at Phoenix Risen Publication, and that's on Instagram. The link is in
Mm,
the bio. You can go ahead and place your order there. I will be shipping every Friday.
mm,
So get your order in. They are currently $35. I'm doing the first 25 at $35. And
okay.
just go ahead and get in where you fit in and enjoy the
That is right.
experience.
Hey, I love that. I love that. I love that. What about the Kindle for those that are the Kindle?
The Amazon Kindle is available. I'm still working with Amazon to be able to get the paperback copy available for everyone. But right now, it
Okay.
is also available on Amazon Kindle. And just know that you can get access to it.
Okay. What about our audiobook listeners? Have you ever thought about maybe doing a recording of some of the set pieces for audio consumers?
I've actually thought about doing an audiobook. I am thinking about rolling that around once I get done with the remainder of the project.
Okay. Okay. We might have to set up a Patreon or something and put a little paywall behind it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta pay to
Let's
see
do what
this.
let's do what we
Hey,
gotta do so we can get it out here.
exactly. Exactly. Have everybody dress up. We gonna make it a dressy affair for real,
Yes.
Uh, you know,
Suit and tie on our Justin
suit and
Timberlake.
tie, sponsored by the Sparkle. You know what I mean? We gotta
We
get it
oh
in. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, exactly, exactly, exactly. I am extremely excited. I'm super happy that you actually were able to you got the book out. People can actually go check it out. Like she stated, the link is going to be in the bio in regards to being able to get your copy. Please make sure you go get your copy. Please, 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 please. This is a phenomenal read. I'm actually gonna get my own copy myself because I definitely got to go ahead and get me one. But it has been an amazing journey as far as this conversation, and we're gonna keep these going. Yes, these episodes we have been kind of just chopping it up a lot in regards to the book. But I know y'all like the banter and the conversations. I don't know how she feels about us really going socially unconscious and get diving into some of these crazy world topics a little later on, because we can always carry this on. If that's something you want, please leave it in the comments that you want us to do another episode, and then we gonna really get it in.
Yes.
And hopefully we'll go live next time too. But I once again, I am so, 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 so proud of the fact that you were able to go through this journey and get this book out. I'm so glad that you allowed me to moderate this conversation in regards to these three pieces for people to be able to get all the information. Again, let the people know where they can find you. Let them know where they can find the book, and let them know what you got coming next.
Next Resident Publication, and that's on Instagram. And you can also find me on Amazon under the Kindle for Poems of the Phoenix, Heart of a Dove. I do have the journal coming to you soon. I do have the boxes coming to you soon where you'll be able to get the full Phoenix experience in a box.
Mhm.
And I am just excited to be able to enjoy this journey with you guys. And The Sleepwalker is the next book.
Mm, exactly. Well, don't sleep on the Sleepwalker. It is coming soon. That is the next book. Website coming soon as well. We're gonna finally go ahead and get that up and running. So that's gonna be fire. So I am super duper duper excited. Once again, the Phoenix herself. Yes. The wonderful author, Miss Daquita Thomas. I totally appreciate you taking the time to speak with me today so we can get this all straightened out. And hopefully we'll have another one of these episodes that I'll dictate that out to people in the comments. Hopefully we'll have a special guest with us next time to kind of go over some things, and we'll do this again. So with that
Okay.
being said, thank you so much for your time, your patience, and your wonderfulness. And you have a beautiful day. See, I learned a little
Beautiful
bit.
evening. Yes, you
Beautiful evening.
did.
Hey, we out here. All right. Y'all have a good one. All right.